2013 was 4 years ago. Yep, I feel old. But there was a game that popped up that became popular out of nowhere. Doki Doki Literature Club. This decade was the trend of games becoming popular out of nowhere. 2010 to 2020, you had games like Among Us, FNAF, Undertale, Baldi's Basics, and many more garbage indie games that's becoming popular out of absolutely nowhere. All of these games became really popular, everybody became obsessed over them, and they died a few months later. Critics called it as some of the best games of the year as well, and underrated, yep, underrated as well. These games were also stripped away on the best games of all of the year lists, just because of how overrated they are. I made a video a long time ago about how this is the reason why Doki Doki Literature Club is overrated. Has it changed? Has those 4 years of time made me realize why everybody was obsessed with Doki Doki Literature Club? Nope, the game still sucks. The game is still a pile of garbage that does not deserve to be recognized alongside games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn and Nier Automata. All games, even though I have not played Horizon Zero Dawn and Nier Automata, those games are still way better than Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay? Those games are still better than Doki Doki Literature Club. The absolute praise by sites like Otaku and Rupa, saying that Doki Doki Literature Club is one of the best games of the year. At least it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year, but we had all these critics put it among the best games of the year. It even won IGN's People's Choice Award for Best PC Game. Yep, of all the games that won all the awards, Doki Doki Literature Club won all these awards here. It's just why? Why? People's Choice Award. Why? There are better games than Doki Doki Literature Club. Thousands of better games. But just like Among Us, everybody became obsessed with this one game. People started making theories about it, especially game theory, just like Among Us, just like Five Nights at Freddy's. It seems that all of these types of indie breakouts all have a phase, basically. A big YouTuber finds out this game with a bunch of people, or plays this obscure game because they want to find something new to play. And because this big YouTuber plays it, more and more YouTubers say, oh my god, we gotta get this game too. And they all start playing it. And they all start making theories about it. They all start sipping the characters, and thus a new indie breakout is born. Again, the game becomes even more and more popular as many big YouTubers play it. And basically the biggest YouTubers start playing it. And essentially, yep, the game basically is now considered a classic by many people. And now even strips on the best games of the year list. Let's look at some of these lists where Doki Doki Literature Club was in the top 10 games of the year. Or how it was voted as one of the best games of the year. Like, really? Best adventure game is not Zelda Breath of the Wild? It's Night in the Woods? Glad Viz was actually right about this. Night in the Woods does not deserve best adventure game over Zelda. Zelda is a much better adventure game than Doki Doki Literature Club and Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods died out. Night in the Woods never became really popular. But look at all of these best games of the year, Doki Doki Literature Club always popped up on the list. It's just why? Well, I never liked Doki Doki Literature Club. I always thought the game was bland, boring, and unimaginative. The great switch that Monica knows, the fourth wall, is already a trope that was used already. Characters have done this in the past before Doki Doki Literature Club. Characters that can break the fourth wall have been done many times in the past, and it isn't revolutionary. Doesn't make Doki Doki Literature Club a revolutionary game, and essentially, and it isn't revolutionary. It's basically a stereotypical visual novel game. There isn't much different or much better than any other visual novel game that has come out. The only reason why this game is popular is because it has anime goals, even though, according to Doki Doki Literature Club defenders, the reason why they made Doki Doki Literature Club was to make fun of it, but the inadvertently does attract the same community that they wanted them that they were supposedly making fun of, which makes no sense at all. Or how about winning game awards like Best PC Game? Or being nominated for stuff like that. Like, really? One of the best games? It's not one of the best games of the year. It isn't. It's overrated. It's one of the most overrated games of the year and one of the worst games of the year. Doki Doki Literature Club was thankfully died down. It was never really going to attract a massive fan base. It was never really supposed to. But the fact that people are still obsessing over characters like Monica and Natsuki still proves that this game is a very overrated game. The fact that people still obsess over the characters years later, is proof that this game is overrated. Not many people really talk about FNAF anymore, which is surprising that people don't talk about FNAF anymore, considering that FNAF was such a big deal in 2014, and FNAF died down as well. Saying, if we got the, okay, not F. Doesn't look at any gameplay videos. Just like Undertale, which is another game that died down in popularity, Doki Doki Literature Club still became incredibly popular. People are still defending this game to this day. When I said Among Us died just like Doki Doki Literature Club, Five Nights at Freddy's, and other indie breakouts, they were still going to defend Five Nights at Freddy's, Undertale, and all of these other supposedly amazing games, like Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale. Here is the list of Five Nights at Freddy's. It isn't as big as Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's is actually more popular than Doki Doki Literature Club. But Doki Doki Literature Club is no cult classic. It is no good game, okay? Doki Doki Literature Club is just a crappy free game on the PC that doesn't really have that great of a characters or storyline. The game can be really beaten within a few hours. And the big twist of Monica being able to, twist reality and stuff has been done before. It isn't innovative, it isn't quirky, it isn't funny, it isn't good. The fact that a fictional video game character will basically kill a bunch of other girls, essentially, now let's talk about the actual game itself. Doki Doki Literature Club is a very like I said before, is a very bland and boring game. All these people making these great and insane theories about it just make really nobody cares. And the height of this stuff is stuff like Monica is Google's next technology. Yep. Monica is Google's newest creation. Yep. We had videos like this claiming that Monica was Google's newest creation. That basically, and again, that was made by Game Theory. But again, how can Monica be Google's creation if Monica is a copyrighted character? Wouldn't Google just create their own character? It just doesn't make any sense. Doki Doki's Literature Club popularity is artificial, just like Among Us. Among Us is a game that became popular out of nowhere, just like Doki Doki Literature Club. Doki Doki Literature Club came out in September and only became popular in December to the end of December, November to the beginning of December. Very much like Among Us. Among Us came out in 2019, where it became super duper popular, including getting a 10 out of 10. But I already talked about why Among Us is overrated, so we're going to watch that video instead. So now we're done talking about the critics, and now we'll talk about the game itself. Yep. Basically, Doki Doki Literature Club's gameplay basically involves you talking to the girls of the Doki Doki girls. And basically, the huge twist is that Monica kills all the other girls so she can be with you. That, I guess, I spoiled the huge twist of the game. I do not care because I hate Doki Doki Literature Club anyways. But basically, Monica kills other girls so she can be with you. And man, it's just stupid. It's a typical... It's pretty stereotypical. It isn't really innovative. And also the stuff like when you try to delete Monica and stuff, and she'll still be there. That's just a bunch of, stupid, ridiculous stuff, here. That Monica doesn't want to be deleted. How, like, you're supposed to feel sorry for a murderer, okay? It's like deleting Hitler from the world, and we're supposed to feel sorry for him. Or, delete, Porky Mints from Earthbound 3, and we're supposed to, feel sympathy for him because he was existence. This just doesn't make any sense. Monica is not a good character. She is not the best girl, and if she even raises a finger near any of the fictional girls I like, she'll be defeated right away. Okay? Monica will not raise a single finger near any of them. And yep, when people quit, and yeah, if you look at the most overrated games on top 10s, guess what Doki Doki Literature Club is? Because most of the people on the internet were obsessed with this game, calling it a masterpiece. Well, it's at 508. And yeah, basically this is the entire thing about the character suicide, which is all because of Monica. Yep. And yep, basically what this game is basically it's a generic visual novel game. And it is just odd. Why is there always these really crappy free indie games that become popular? Why is it? Why are people obsessed with Among Us and Doki Doki Literature Club and other games like Five Nights at Freddy's? I just do not get modern. I just do not understand. Maybe I was born in the wrong era and I should appreciate Undertale. I should appreciate Among Us. And I should appreciate Undertale, which all 3 games, by the way, have a 10 out of 10 on Steam. Yep, all 3 games have a 10 out of 10 score here. They even got their own games like Undertale probably even got their own Monopoly games, for crying out loud. But all 3 games have something in common. They have spawned horrible and awful fan bases. And yep, expect 2021 to be more Among Us and expect indie breakouts to continue for the rest of my life. And I'll be and unless I actually at least like one, which has never happened in my life, yep. Maybe at least one indie breakout I'll finally like in my life. And no, Minecraft does not count. I'm talking about games that became popular after the Five Nights at Freddy's explosion that happened. I'm talking about, games like FNAF and Undertale. Maybe one day I'll finally appreciate these games and be a true gamer and play Among Us and Undertale every other day. But Doki Doki Literature Club is nothing but a very overrated game, just like Among Us and just like Five Nights at Freddy's and other garbage indie games. And no, I'm not talking about other higher quality indie games like Hollow Knight. I'm talking about the crap indie games that become popular, like Doki Doki Literature Club, Baldi's Basics, Tattletale, Bendy, Among Us, and Fortnite. Yep, Fortnite is in a part in that group as well. And, yep, just like Among Us, Doki Doki Literature Club has horrible characters, horrible plot, unoriginal setting. It's not really original or innovative or unique. The theories all suck. Monica's not Google's next creation. And this game is overrated. And you'll never change my mind about it. Not even Fic 5s can change my mind. Okay? Versus Battle Wiki